to you all at home, and thank you so much for joining us. I am Sally Best, your host, and you're watching Glitch. Today we have the wonderful Bailey McWilliams with us in the studio to tell us all about his innovative systems that makes it easier for patients with hair loss. But first, some promising news about how AI is finding cancer therapies with fewer side effects. Many cancer treatments can be harsh on patients, and not all are successful despite this continual progress being made by researchers and scientists. But technology like AI and robotics are helping us discover more effective drugs with fewer side effects. LabGenius are a London-based company specialising in combining human and machine intelligence to accelerate the delivery of these uniquely powerful antibodies. And now here is a clip from a recent BBC report on their progress.
These are molecules that, as a protein engineer, you would never have sat down and designed yourself. And I think that's something that's really quite differentiated and special around this fusion of human ingenuity and machine intelligence.
But they want to take this to the next level. Cancer cells are densely covered in surface markers that distinguish them from normal cells. And it's these markers that molecules developed by LabGenius are targeting. They're called immune cell engagers.
One part of the immune therapy is targeting a very specific cancer protein or receptor. The other part is inviting T cells to join the party and really attack cancer cells. So this is version 2 of targeted immunotherapy. It's a very pinpointed approach. You can attack much harder and with much less collateral damage.
So how great to see this targeted immunotherapy in work and in action. Really excited to see how far this develops over the next few years. And whether we'll eventually cure cancer remains an open question, but better understanding of biology and a more targeted approach will enable more patients to survive with that higher, better quality of life. Okay, so with me now is Bailey McWilliams from Mark Glen Hair Enhancement. And we're here to talk about the enhancement solutions that they provide for women who are experiencing hair loss. As we know, many women can experience hair loss as a side effect of treatments such as chemotherapy and cancers. And these guys are working towards bettering the kind of conditions of the hair for these women. So Bailey, please could you give me a bit of a background to what you do at Mark Glen?
So what we do at Mark Glen Hair Enhancement is we work with our hair integration system, and we also provide hair extensions for our clients.
And could you tell me a little bit about what a hair integration system is?
So a hair integration system, we use a very fine silk mesh, which we would then place over our client's hair. And then what we do is we pull through all of their existing hair through the mesh, and then we attach an extension with our handmade fibre. And our handmade fibre is about half the weight of human hair. So this, because of that, it's a lot less strain on the client's hair, and it means that their existing hair will just stay protected and healthy.
And what extent of hair loss do you sometimes see in the people that come into your salon?
Well, we see all different types of hair loss with our clients. Some people may be going through like chemotherapy, or other clients may have like alopecia or trichotillomania. So we see a lot of different forms of hair loss in our salon, and this just helps us with like helping each client differently.
Okay, and you've said about this fibre, so how is that different from other fibres of hair extensions per se?
So with our handmade fibre, it's uniquely made in Japan and then sourced and sent over to us here in the UK. And the fibre hair itself is about half the weight of human hair. And because it's not human hair itself, it's a bit more of an ethical way of using the hair for our clients. And with human hair, it's a lot heavier, so it can actually cause a lot more damage to women going through hair loss.
And how is this technique different from, say, a woman wearing a wig?
So with our hair integration systems, they actually would last you for about 6 weeks before you have to come into the salon and have an adjustment done with us. Whereas women who just wear normal wigs on a daily basis, they would have to put that on in the morning, and then in the evening they would have to take that off. And I think with that it can just be a little bit more nerve-wracking, whereas with our system it just gives you a bit more security and confidence.
So you're saying that a woman could wear this and go swimming, wash their hair normally?
Yeah, so you would be able to do all of your normal day-to-day things with our hair integration system.
And could a woman have their hair long and curled? Could you offer different types of style and colour?
Yeah, so we have a whole range of like colours in the salon. So on the day we would be able to blend up a specific shade for you, and then we can place that into the system, creating like low lights or highlights. And with the styling, you have complete free range when it comes to your options. So you could have really, really long hair, or you could go for like a really nice short cut. And you could have it like curly or straight or wavy.
Yeah, so it's really helping people get back what they had before.
Yeah.
And you must work with multiple different kinds of people from all sorts of backgrounds. What's been an inspirational story that you've had from a client?
I think every client brings something different to the salon when they come in, and hearing all of their stories and how they've progressed through life to where they are with us, it's really inspirational just to see how much confidence that these women get back in their lives and how they're just able to turn it around and just be themselves and be happy again.
And are there any other companies that you know of that offer this system?
There are other companies in the UK that do hair integration systems. However, many of them do work with human hair, which can cause more strain and damage to the hair, whereas what we use with our unique fibre, it's a lot more, it's less weight for the hair, and it's just a bit more bespoke to us.
Incredible. And do you come away from your days feeling enlightened and privileged to have worked with these women?
Oh, every day is very rewarding for me. I go home and I feel like I've done my job for the day and made someone else happy.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking to me about these new hair solutions. And that's all we've got time for today. On our next show, we will be joined by internationally best-selling author David Schirmer Schreiber, who, following his success of his book Anti-Cancer: A New Way of Life, will be giving us a first look at his latest project. We'll see you then, and goodbye to you all for now.